difficult. You normally jump into my arms. Oh god. Hi, my name is Adriana, and this is Trip. And today, my dog is going to be picking my TBR for the months of November and December. I have behind me my bookshelf. Normally, you can only really see from like this shelf down. I have re-angled it a little bit so you can see my excessive physical TBR shelf. These are all books that I have purchased in like the last 6 months and just haven't read. So I figured I would do another My Dog Chooses My TBR, so that way I would actually force myself to read some of these. So the way I'm gonna go about this is my unofficial reading goal for the year was 60 books. I am currently at 52. So that means I have 8 books left in November and December to reach my goal of 60. I'm going to have Trip pick 4 of those books. I have a couple other that I'll be reading for different reasons that I will also talk about in this video. But to get started with, let's talk about our matchups. My first matchup will be Burn by Patrick Ness and Pines by Blake Crouch. And really the only reason I'm putting these two together is they both take place in like the Northwest. So I think this one is like actually like northwest, like somewhere west of Seattle, and then this one is a small town in Idaho. So similar settings, totally different genres, but you know what? These matchups tend to be a little random, but you know, that's round 1. Round 2 matchup makes a little more sense. I have Daughter of Sparta by Claire Andrews and A Thousand Ships by Natalie Haynes, both Greek mythology inspired novels. I believe this one tells the story of Daphne and Apollo, and this one is obviously a Helen of Troy retelling. So again, both Greek mythologies, so that makes sense for round number 2. Round number 3, again, this one's kind of random, but they're both kind of new releases for 2021 that I was very excited about and bought them shortly after they were released, and then they just sat on my shelf. New 2021 releases that I've been meaning to get to all year. Round 3. Round 4, I really don't have any reason for this matchup, but they were both left. So of the 8 books that I picked for this video, these 2 were left over. So just random. Round 4. So before I get out there with the dog, I will talk about a couple other books that I am planning on reading for one reason or another. Starting with in November, I am hosting the Shelf This Book Club that is Bailey Reading created. My pick for the book club is A Spy in the Struggle. I am very excited to read this. This is another one I found a while ago. I've been meaning to pick up, so when Bailey asked me to host, this immediately came to mind. It is a spy thriller novel with a woman lead character, which, I don't know, I feel like you just don't get to see that very often, especially in a book like a spy thriller written by a woman. So that's mostly what drew me to this. Spy thriller is one of my favorite genres, so being able to read one written by a woman sounds very exciting. I'm very excited to read it, and I hope it is very, very good. And then in December, following along with the Shelf This Book Club, we'll be reading I'll Be Gone in the Dark, which is a nonfiction kind of story about a woman trying to find the Golden State Killer. I believe this was written before they actually found the Golden State Killer, but either way, I'll probably be picking this up on audiobook because I don't like reading nonfiction and I feel like it's gonna be very spooky, so I don't know. I feel like it'd be easier for me to pick it up on audiobook, but I will be reading that in December. And then the last book I will be talking about in this TBR is Prisoners of Geography, 10 Maps That Explain Everything About the World. I don't know anything about this, but a couple weeks ago I gave my dad The Space Between Worlds to read, and he said he's not super loving it, but he's gonna finish it because I told him to read it. So he said if he's gonna finish that, I have to read this. So, I don't know, I like geography. Geography's cool. So hopefully I will learn some things about geography. So overall, that puts me at 7 books for the rest of the year, leaving me 1 book to kind of pick whatever I want, give me a little mood reader energy. So with all of that taken care of, let's see what Trip picks out for me. So Trip was the goodest boy and picked out all of my books. So I figured come back, do a quick recap of everything that he picked out for me. Round 1, he picked Burn by Patrick Ness. This is a fantasy set in Frome, Washington, which I'm gonna have to check where exactly that is in Washington, but it sounds very northwest. We'll see. But it seems like it has dragons, which is dope. Very excited for that. Round 2 was one out by Daughter of Sparta, which, as I explained in the previous part of this video, is a Daphne and Apollo retelling, which I am very excited for. That's another one of those myths you don't get to hear about very often, so I think this will be very cool. Round number 3 was won by This Poison Heart. I am also very excited for this one. I'm excited for all of these books. They all seem very great. But this is about a young adult person who gets botanical magical powers. I think what intrigued me most about this is that at the time this was coming out, I was watching the Harley Quinn animated series and Poison Ivy plays a big part in that TV series, so I was just kind of craving for some more botanical, magical women. So I think this will hopefully bring back fond memories of binging that show. And then round number 4, Trip picked Under the Whispering Door by TJ Klune. This is a recent purchase from Powell's. I did a haul where I mentioned that I bought this book, but again, I like to go into my books pretty blind, so all I have heard about this is something about falling in love with the ferryman, so I'm excited to check that out. So if you've read any of these books, please let me know your thoughts, whether they won or not. I will be reading all of these books eventually, but we're prioritizing. I think Trip made some fantastic picks that I am so excited to get to, so thanks so much for watching, and I will catch you on the next video.